Here.
Here. Here, thank you. Approval of the minutes for both the meeting of October 20th and the meeting of November 17th.
Make a motion for the board to approve the regular board meeting minutes of October 20th, 2020, along with the regular board meeting minutes November 17th, 2020. Trustees have all had these given to them ahead of time and had a chance to review.
Second the motion?
Any corrections or discussion? None, we'll take a roll call for approval.
Trustee Garvin.
Aye.
Trustee Alette.
Aye.
Trustee Nicole.
Aye.
Trustee Stout.
Aye.
Trustee Shepherd.
Aye.
President Bergen.
Aye, thank you very much. That will move to item number 4. It's the first citizens comment area. Citizens wishing to make a statement, please come up, give your name and address for the record. 3 minutes if you're by yourself, 5 minutes if you're representing the group. Please, whoever wishes to come up, Chiefs, please. Oh,
I'm just gonna move the mic if anybody comes up.
anybody coming up the first part? Joe, okay. He needs to bring this mic up to.
That one's not working.
All right, Joe, good evening.
Evening.
Do you have a pen I could use mine?
You should have him do his address too. Jim.
Good evening.
You should make him do his
I was
address.
very disappointed in not having citizens' comments at the special board meeting held last week. While you may have received emails and phone calls regarding the issues, the meeting was definitely one where citizens' comments should have had a chance to speak. Shame on the 5 trustees who voted to have the meeting without citizens' comments. Zoom meetings can be done efficiently, and I hate to say it, but the school board seems to know how to do it. Why can't the village board? The village hired an IT person a year ago, and he doesn't show up to take care of the technical issues that come up during the Zoom meetings. And some board members haven't even met him yet. What are we paying him for? Regarding the budget, I have serious concerns regarding the borrowing of money to meet the budget. And the new carpeting in this building and tile work can be delayed another year or 2 when the budget is in better shape. While this carpeting does look frayed, it's not that bad for the amount it's used. It was also appalling to hear during the discussion on the special meeting that Grand Haven wouldn't participate in the tree lighting if Dickens was canceled. I guess the management's more concerned with profit than the public safety or working with the safety of the community. I know I won't be shopping this holiday season. The board should have followed the PCC vote on canceling Dickens. I also question why a business that is 4 months away from potentially opening is allowed to have a food truck here for Dickens. After watching the special meeting, I thought the event was supposed to be for established businesses in the village, and that food trucks and outside vendors were canceled. Thank you.
Did you give your address yet? Please.
Put it in here.
Oh,
Joe Russ, 16900 West Shadow Drive,
Thanks,
New
Joe.
Berlin, representing 559997 Bassman Street.
appreciate it. Thank you much.
Memorize that better.
Anybody else for first comments area? I see none. With that, we're going to move on to a numbered 5 item, standing committee. Finance Committee, Trustee Barbian.
Thank you, President Birmingham. Several items for tonight. First item on the Finance Committee is necessary action to approve resolution R 2020-19 to authorize the village to borrow $986,000 from the state trust fund loan program for the purpose of financing street rehabilitation, building improvements, and capital equipment, FC 2030. This is an item that was talked about, I think, in all of our budget meetings, all 3 of them, borrowing and so forth, that has decided to move this forward. So this is a topic that's been discussed throughout the budget process. So that's the motion. Second.
Second the motion?
And Finance Committee is recommending the village board approve this. I have a second, so any comments on this whatsoever? Any trustees? One thing I would just say, again, we talked about the budget, is we're borrowing this money for many things. And should we come in under budget, we're going to, before we spend it, we'll take a look at putting it back towards the loan, pay down the loan some the first year, if we come in under budget, figure out this amount because. President Berman.
My only comment, and again, is I will not be voting on the budget this year for the budget, for this main reason is that we have decided this year to borrow money. This board has never borrowed money for the budget, and I feel very bad that we have to do this, or we decided to do this. I do not think we need to do it, but it is a board movement, so I just want to go on record that I think all the things we're getting and all the things we want to do in this budget are a plus, but borrowing money only opens the door to the next move. So that's why I will not be voting on it for this night. Thank you.
Other comments from the planning? Trustee Sell.
I just wanted to echo what you said, Trustee Barbie, about if we come in under budget. I believe we will on the DPW equipment that we want to retire the debt early versus increasing fund balance or anything like
Thank you.
That was the intent.
that. Right. Yeah.
I see no other questions from trustees, so I'd like.
Aye.
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 President Birmingham,
No.
trustee Garrett.
Aye. Next item is necessary action. Finance Committee is recommending the approval of purchase of a patrol truck as presented in the amount of $164,232.
Rod, why don't you grab the mic?
Yeah. Yes, excuse me. Yep, the Department of Public Works is asking permission to purchase a new 2020 HV 507 International Patrol Truck. The new patrol truck will be replacing our 1995 Ford patrol truck. This was included in the 2001 recommended budget for replacement, and the cost of the truck, like Trustee Barbie said, was $164,232. Some of the quotes we received were the 2021 Mack that was quoted at $199,833. 2022 International, same model, $170,948, and then the International that we have currently at our shop that we were demoing, it has 2,000 miles, never been in service, and that was at a discount for $164,232.
Trustee Sell.
Is that 2022? Is that a typo or is that?
No, it is a 2022. So when they go into manufacture in 2021, it'll actually be titled as a 22.
So could we get that? If we acknowledge that?
That would probably be like late of next year.
And we can get the demo right now.
It's at the building right now.
Okay. And my only other question was the difference
It's already here.
between the two is,
Late next year.
for $6,000, I don't want to wait that long, but for $6,000, how much longer of a warranty would we have?
It's the same warranty. So it's still, it's the still same warranty. Yep. Yes.
Go ahead.
Trustee McFall.
Rod, could you explain also to, in my, when I was the Director of Public Works, we started switching over to Mack trucks because of the durability and such, but it just seemed to be a better truck, and, but we never X'd out any of the Internationals or the Fords or anything like that. But could you explain to them the reason why you're going to the International versus the Mack versus the price? There's also another little niche to going with the International.
So in 2021, the Max changed from a Cummins engine, which we currently have the Max, to a Volvo engine. So continuing to stay with the Cummins engines and Allison's transmissions, all the software we purchased for the Max would work with the International. If we would go with the Max like we have in the past, we would have to buy additional software eventually to read the codes and stuff that come off of the engines or something.
So there's
Good
quite
point.
there's a savings in that
Yeah.
right there then. So just wanted to bring that up.
Trustee
I'm
Sell.
sorry, I have one more question. I think the first piece of equipment that we approved last week or 2 weeks ago, there was additional cost to get it equipped for usage. Right?
Just for attachments.
Yeah,
So,
attachments.
yeah.
Is this Is there anything
This is,
extra?
nope, this is fully, this comes the plow, salter, everything. So it's all spec'd out, ready to go.
Good question. Other questions in regards to this
Is this,
purchase?
is this money a part of the borrowed money? Is that correct?
Yes.
What I need to do?
No other questions? I would ask for a roll call on this particular item.
Trustee Cabral?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Sal?
Aye.
Trustee Chadwick?
Aye.
President Birmingham?
Only because it's borrowed money? No.
Trustee Barfian?
Aye.
Trustee Elect?
Aye.
Next item is necessary action regarding the purchase of Public Works holder. Finance Committee moves to approve the purchase of a holder tractor as presented in the amount of $136,965. This is also coming out of the loan, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if you could get some background on this and how the price.
So this is a 2018 Holder Model 992 tractor. It is brand new. It's pre-emissions. It does come with a warranty, starting from time of purchase. It would be replacing our 1995 Holder that we currently have, which is out of commission. So they gave us a good discount for trading in the 1995 Holder, which brought the cost down to $136,965. This holder comes with a stainless steel dump body, which our newer holder does not have, which is rotting out, and then also a stainless steel salter too. So that's a benefit. Our old holder does not have either of those attachments. So efficiently, we're backtracking over areas where we've already plowed but haven't salted with our other holder. So we'll have two machines now that have salters, so we'll be able to be more efficient as far as plowing sidewalks, also for leaf collection too.
Tell me about the sidewalk again.
So
Is it
we have
the
two
little one?
holders. Yeah. So
Right. Could you explain what it is? Because I don't
Yeah,
think a lot of
okay.
people know
So
what it is.
if you've seen like leaf collection, it's the little orange
That
tractor.
goes behind it, like the truck?
No, that's the leaf loader. So this is like a little machine that either like snow blows or has a V plow on it and does our sidewalks.
Yeah,
And then there's a salter on the back.
okay.
So in winter time, we use them to do all the village sidewalks. In the fall time, we use them to do all leaf collection.
Yes, it always like rides, like behind the truck. Well, I always see.
Yeah, and it
like,
drives up the
collect it. Yeah,
pan and pushes the
exactly.
leaves into the garbage
Right,
truck,
okay,
yeah.
perfect.
So currently, we have two holders. One does not have a salter and one does. So
Okay,
with both machines being able to have a salter, where we won't be backtracking over sidewalks that we've already plowed just to send them back to salt.
okay, good. And that one's 1995?
The one we're replacing
Good.
now is a
Wow,
1990.
okay, so this is really nice.
Yeah.
Gotta take a look at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really nice.
I have the same two
Trustee
questions. Warranty 2020 to 2018.
So 2018, we still get the full warranty starting from the time of purchase.
Okay.
So
And then-
it's a brand new machine. It's
Why didn't
just-
anybody want it?
Nobody picked it up. They built it and nobody had it. They had it last year waiting for us. It was in the budget and nobody spec'd it out. Our machines are a little different. There's one on here that you can see. It's the S100. It's a little bit bigger of a tractor and a majority of people go with that. We can't go with the bigger ones because they won't go up our pans to push the leaves in.
Oh. Good.
So yeah, so that's a new, did look at a used one that was in Syracuse, had low hours on it. That was 98,600. It was just a matter of, we did a video walkthrough on it, but for the $36,000 more, we felt it was a better purchase because of the warranty. This one would not have a warranty on the 16.
My last question is, assume we approve this, what would your total equipment cost be?
$448,797.
I think we budgeted 550.
450.
550.
550.
We did, but Robbie literally said 450.
I
Borrow
know,
money.
but we budgeted, we borrowed
Borrowed money.
550.
Yeah.
So that's 100,000 right
Yeah.
there.
Can't we reduce that already then?
We'll wait until we're done.
Trustee McFall.
Also too is, I know somebody had asked why we continue to go with the holder. The reason for that is because the baskets are made And this machine that Rod is purchasing or trying to purchase tonight, everything that we have for attachments will fit this machine. So there again, we're not buying attachments for it. He's keeping the cost down on this machine. It's a great deal.
Todd, could you jump in?
Yeah, we stayed with the 550 so that we had an extra $100,000 in case any equipment came over, the building improvements came over, or the street projects came over, that hopefully we could get it all done. And if we have money left over, like we said before, then we can pay it off on the loan.
So right now we're 52 ahead.
Good start.
Mhm.
Other questions?
Second your motion.
I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Second motion. I think I did.
Good, now I get a second.
I'll third it.
Mhm.
Okay, if there's no other
Yeah, we'll fourth
questions,
Jason
when would
fourth it.
this item arrive?
It'd be a couple weeks.
It's already there.
This one's coming from Michigan.
Also, you'll be able to use it this winter.
Yeah.
Awesome. All of it.
Yep, everything would be able to use this winter.
Nice.
When?
This winter,
I want to do it right along.
Manager Michaels?
Basically, everything we're buying we'll be able to use this winter. I mean, really, the holder, the wheel loader, it loads up the salt. Then you got plow to plow. So basically a plow to plow your sidewalks, plow to plow your streets, another plow up. Obviously we have more. And then the wheel loader to load the trucks.
And also the loader used for snow removal in case we get dumped on this year. We've always used it for clearing up.
All you need is
especially in
snow
A-
yet, right?
Especially in A and B courts,
No,
so
keep it low.
C courts
We'll
too.
save a ton on salt.
Got the money.
Very good questions. Any others? See none, so therefore I'd like to ask for roll call on this one, please.
Trustee McFall,
Absolutely, yes.
trustee Self,
Aye.
trustee Chadwick.
Aye.
President Berminger,
No again on the loan.
trustee Barbian,
Aye.
trustee Alette,
Aye.
trustee Sabrowski.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rod.
Thanks, Rod.
Thanks, Rod.
I want to ride along on that thing. Okay. And on the big truck.
I did the truck today, by the way.
You what?
I went along with
You
Rod
did?
on the truck today.
Oh,
That's
see?
nice.
Yeah, the big truck.
Next item on Finance Committee is the internal audits for bills presented for payment. We're doing November and December, so we're going to do this twice. We rotate this around through all trustees, check on P card, ACH, and any kind of check that are for payment, randomly pulled, details given, and we review all of them. And for the month of November, trustee Chadwick had those items, and if you could give us an update.
Yeah, everything was fine and stuff like that. But just to explain a little bit about the process and everything, it really is quite fascinating. You don't get to see anything ahead of time. You just throw out some numbers and they pick it. So you never know what you're going to get. So, and I found the stuff that, the numbers I chose were very, what I got back was very interesting and it was very thorough.
Okay, thank you. Questions of trustee Chadwick on this? If not, then we're going to go to the December back to the same scenario that I just gave for the November. President Birmingham had that particular month.
Yep, I did pick eight from the categories and all were good. And I thank the department for getting that all set up and very quick. So thank you.
Thank you both for that. Next is going to be the approval of payable checks for payment. There's November and December packets. Finance Committee moves for the board to approve the following. Accounts payable checks number 56912 through 57005, the amount of $445,881.70. ACH payments for the month of November, this is 12968 through 12982 in the amount of $577,837.29. Key card purchases for approval are number 1 through 40 for $116,795.74. Total amount for November is $1,140,514.73.
Second the motion.
Second. Questions on any of these items? The trustees have these packets and can request anything to be looked at. I See no questions, I see no hands up, so I make a motion, please, for these dispatch.
Trustee Snell.
Aye.
Trustee Chadwick.
Aye.
Trustee Burlingame.
Aye.
Trustee Barbian.
Aye.
Trustee Alette.
Aye.
Trustee Zebrowski.
Aye.
Trustee McFall.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to the December payments. Accounts payable check, or recommending the board approve these. Accounts payable checks number 57006 through 57067, amount of $130,935.87. ACH payments 12983 through 12996, in the amount of $475,777.32. The P card purchases for December, number 1 through 36, in the amount of $123,134.37. The payments for the month of December is $729,847.56.
Second.
Any questions on this package that everybody's had a chance to review? I see none, so I'd ask for a roll call on this, please.
Trustee Chadwick.
Aye.
President Burlingame.
Aye.
Trustee Barbian.
Aye.
Trustee Alette.
Aye.
Trustee Zebrowski.
Aye.
Trustee McFall.
Aye.
Trustee Snell.
Aye.
Passes on that. The last item on Finance Committee is the status accounts, October 31st, 2020. If we have an update from Christian, I appreciate it.
So we're still watching, if you all look through the packet, actually, I wanted to say a couple of things about in choosing the numbers. If you notice, they're from the front of that thing. So one of the ladies in our office puts that together where she, after she's run the report, says this is the first regular check, this is the last regular check, and then she puts it on that face sheet. Do you know which one that looks like this? And then also the ends of the ACH numbers, and then we always know how many P cards there are. And the P cards in like we have the spreadsheet that does a random number generator for each of them because it changes each time. Sometimes more or less people use them. And then after we do that, it ranks them. And then that's how we come up with the numbers. So if like there's 1 to 41, it assigns it to someone and we put that as a PDF as well. So kind of we couldn't be fudging with it, if that makes sense. When you get your packet, you can look at the ones that you asked for and they're in the whole packet of it. Those are the check numbers that you asked for. So, so that's interesting. But as far as we are watching the budget, the actual numbers coming in very carefully, as some of the numbers, when we were first estimating, I know interest income is just, it's so bad. There's nothing if you look in the packet. So if some of those things wind up coming in under, we're just watching to see the police court costs, which is a big one that had really tanked with this COVID, and the fire rescue, which just, the numbers are just under, just all year. They've been under. So hoping that all the additional COVID cares money that came around is still going to be able to cover all that, but watching. So I just want to say that out there now, watching. So tax bills are calculated on my end. The county is having some trouble with their delinquent. They always send us a file that tells, so that there's a spot on the bill that will say like, if there's a star here, there's prior year delinquent taxes. So they always send us this file. We've been waiting. Todd was even trying to come up with a way for us to try to figure out what might still be delinquent. I did get a hold of them today and she's got a little go around for me. So I think I'm going to be able to take this different file and manipulate it to be able to get it to go. And then we're ready. We've got everything ready to print up. So to print the bill and then get them all stuffed and out the door, it's going to take us a couple of,
Is that manual?
5,000. So we do stuff them manually in our office. Some people started already with, some of the pieces of it, but always the last things are the tax bill. So usually it seems that some other entities holding us up on getting those printed, and that Todd's letter that gets done after, everything's approved. So those are kind of the couple of things that we wait on. Keeping in mind that the mail seems very, very, very slow. I happen to know someone who works for the Postal Service, and sending from one of their, from here in Milwaukee to Ohio is taking like a week. And that's from one, post office to another, sending their own things there. So we'll get them out as fast as we can. Obviously, I'll get them up on the website once we've got them printed up and ready to go. It'll take a few days to get out. And then we are encouraging people in Manager Michael's letter to utilize any other, not person to person, if people would stick it in the Dropbox, if they would do it by mail or online. An e-check is $1.50, and it can be taken care of. All the receipts can be printed off online, but also if someone requests it this year, because we're trying to get people to stick it in the Dropbox, if they put that request in with it, we'll just mail a receipt, thinking that that would make people feel more comfortable with that, as I think some people really want to walk out the door with the receipt. I mean, that's their purpose in coming.
Good, Char. Yep, go ahead.
Trustee Chadwick, please.
Just a question. Is it worth telling somehow on the website or anything to tell the people, hey, county is, this is getting slow on this? I mean, is it worth it? I mean, county's going to get mad at us.
I think that would be my fear.
We don't want
with
to
that.
add to the fire there.
Additionally, they thought, so I really was rattling some cages today because Todd's been, so I wound up getting a lady even over the regular lady that I deal with, and she had emailed, there is something with our software. So the software that everyone uses throughout the county, and Milwaukee County got everyone to be uniform in using this software, because they've been paying, well, we were on it anyway, but for the others to get everyone over, they've been paying the software fees for us for the past, I want to say 7 years.
Something like that.
Quite a while.
Yeah, I'm always torn.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have the people who will get upset with us because the bills are late?
Right.
Or do we
Well,
get,
so the rule really
or do you
is
want the
like,
county to get upset and hold it against us? I mean, it's an awful situation. Okay.
so my hope is always to have them in the mail by the end of the first full week of December. Todd was a little excited, and I know we barely had one day that's November, but I still had in my mind, if it was out by the end of next week, it's still, we're still early. I mean, it's not even
Okay, if
until
my
the
husband
third.
asked, I'm sending
Oh,
it
he's-
to you.
The third, we don't technically have to have them out till the third week. So I did wind up getting, so there is an update that is happening tonight to that software, because there was something with, it's two kinds of properties that we don't have. I want to say unregulated agricultural or something that we don't have any of our properties classified that way. But there was something about the way the fair market value was showing up. And so that head person had said that I should wait until tomorrow. And then the other lady's going to get me this other file. So I think we're going to be good to go. Late morning that we'll be printing those. And then it's just a matter of, again, getting them stuffed up and getting them out in the mail. They will show on the website as soon as I'm confident that they're, that they are done and, I'm done running them, they can be up on the website. So,
Thank you for your work.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Just a question, just because as we've talked in here, let's just say, I don't think it will, I think this one is fine, but let's say the box fell out and the mail was 4 weeks late. But a person wants to take the taxes off for this year's IRS filing. If they're already online, they could still make the payment whether they got it in the mail or not.
Absolutely.
I think that's why I just wanted to be on record.
Oh, sure.
Not to
Yep.
have the people get all panicky that they get in the mail.
Right.
Because then they can't use it as a write-off.
Right.
They need to just contact you.
Absolutely. So we'll have the number in the office. It is online, and it is pretty simple. I'll just give you this little recommendation. If anybody's going on there and trying to search, put in only your house number and hit enter. It'll come up with anyone who else has your house number. So like when I put mine in, there's 3 that are 5697, but then you just click on yours. It's the easiest way to get it to come up.
No reason not to pay.
Two things. So could we print that for them here then too? If they someone didn't have a printer at home and they didn't get their bill, the village hall could print it for them? Or no?
Sure, I mean, we have a PDF file of
Yeah,
it. I
I mean,
wouldn't
just
like
in
to be
case.
having
Yeah.
mailed it and then making another copy.
Right.
I don't know how,
But just in
how
case.
many things, but yeah, I mean, they are out there as a,
Okay.
as a PDF and then also on the website that people.
Okay, and one more thing. When are we switching the medical billing associates?
Mhm.
We're going to EMS to, what is that new one?
Image Trend, where is Image Trend? Mhm.
And is that going to be January 1st?
That's our hope. We have some training. I think Chief had said, we've got it coming up on the 15th, the 15th of December, and then hoping to get it going. I know there's a little bit like where things are trickling in with the old one, right? They're going to keep with us for, did you say 3 months?
3 months.
Or so.
to the old company.
Mhm. But any new things will be going on January 1 with Image Trend.
Okay, I just want to keep tracks just to see if it made a difference.
How will we- yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, that
Yeah.
we're going to see an increase.
To get, yeah, and also to get up and going,
Right,
get up
right.
and going with them.
Okay,
Yep.
thanks.
Any other questions for Kristen in regards to the town?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks
Okay,
very much
thank
for
you.
the
Thanks.
presentation. President Birmingham, that concludes the finance committee.
Very good. Thank you very much, trustee Barbian. With that, we'll move along to, is anything from planning commission tonight? Library board, trustee Sells.
All right. Some Milwaukee suburban libraries have recently returned to curbside only service or reduced some of their in-person service, such as Franklin. We do not have plans to reduce services at this time. We have also instructed the library director to be nimble in responding to issues that might impact the library's ability to operate fully. So if COVID, would hit the staff of the library really, really hard, we've given him the authority to do what makes the most sense with the current staffing that he'll have at any given time. Dickens activities will be moved outside, completely outside, so we can still have a presence at the event. The Friends will still hand out cookies to kids, this year prepackaged. The library will close at its normal hours. We will not be having anything inside at all. The Friends annual membership appeal is going out this month with now with an online membership payment option. $6,900 was donated to the library by the Friends this year, funded partially by those membership dues. And we have another meeting tomorrow to go through the budget for the library for next year.
Very good. Any questions for trustee Sells? Yes.
Is there anybody that, in the library that's have COVID yet? that
I
you know?
believe so.
I believe so, okay.
Yeah.
Any further questions for trustee Sells? Thank you, trustee Sells. All right, how about public works, Rob?
No meeting held yet.
All right, health department, Jason?
Next meeting.
All right, very good. And then also public public health, welfare?
No meeting.
Jason, nothing. Park and Rec?
Meet next week.
Nothing. And celebration committee?
Did not meet.
Nothing on for you. Very good. That will move into old business. I will not be doing appointments tonight. We have the next meeting. We'll be doing the final celebration committee appointments. And with that, we'll move on to new business, BOT 2088. Discussion and necessary action regarding an ordinance amending section 10-03 of the Village Code ordinance regarding the Uniform Control of Substance Act. Chief, good evening.
So I know there's been some questions about this that have went back and forth to Sarah. I just want to answer the one question that came up several times. This has nothing to do with marijuana, so nothing to do with marijuana. Recently, it was brought to our attention that violations of possession of a controlled substance are not being charged at the DA's office if it's a low amount. Our court liaison gave me an example of a case. In the case, the officers located a disabled vehicle. The vehicle smells of marijuana and the subject was arrested for possession. The driver also had a Schedule II narcotic, but only one pill and did not have a prescription for it. Currently, our only recourse is to charge at state. While I believe it's important to not waste resources, but to send a case down for one pill to the DA's office when there's no other state charges and they're not going to charge it is kind of a waste of our resources because it doesn't go anywhere. The DA's office almost never charges a case involving a prescription narcotic in a low amount if there are no other state charges that follow that case. So this was brought to our village attorney's attention at a local court night. Attorney Alexi recommended that we look at adopting a local ordinance violation, as this is what several other municipalities that they represent have done in the past. So in looking at the ordinance that was redone, number 12, the Uniform Controlled Substance part of it basically declares a Uniform Controlled Substance Act, including as such act, may be amended and renumbered from time to time. It's declared to constitute a public health nuisance. So a possession of a scheduled narcotic can be declared a public health nuisance, as we could write a local citation for it. So are there any questions about this specifically? Okay,
Any discussion with the chief?
go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so,
Donna, please.
so like right now, what do they do? So they would,
Well, right now, let's say we stop a car and they have Oxycontin in their possession,
okay,
but not a lot. Let's
Okay.
say they have 6, 7 pills, no prescription. It's a narcotic, which obviously we know people can get addicted to. They got them from somewhere, so they either purchased them like off the street from somebody else, or a lot of times prescription narcotics are stolen. I mean, there are many times that underage drinking parties in the village go on, and a couple days later, the parents will report things missing from their house. A lot of times are prescription narcotics. So I mean, oxycodone, methadone, Ritalin, and there's all sorts of prescriptions. But these are prescriptions that people have on their person and they have no prescription for them,
and what do you do
which is
now?
illegal.
Okay.
Well, what we do now is we confiscate the pills and we would take it downtown on state charges because that is our only option.
Oh, okay.
So if they had, let's say we arrested somebody for a state OWI and they had prescription narcotics on their possession with no prescription, the DA's office obviously would look at that because there's an OWI case that would be going down on a state charge.
Mhm.
But if there are no other state charges, historically, the DA's office is not charging this. So it gives us the opportunity to hold people accountable for illegal narcotics in their possession and get them in front of our municipal judge where he has the ability to, have them, go to treatment, or maybe they get into treatment and they come in and they show. I had mentioned, in some states, that is the trend. Some other drugs, not marijuana, personal possession are a low fine. And if you show that you're getting treatment, they dismiss the ticket. Wisconsin's not there yet. Maybe we will get there, but we know that prescription narcotics are a lot of times the first steps to people getting addicted and then using stronger drugs,
Heroin or
which
something.
can lead to burglary,
Right.
theft, robbery.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, we have some concerns, but right now, we have no avenue to do anything about it. If the DA's office does not prosecute, then it just goes
Then
to the
nothing
wayside.
happens to the
I
person.
have a follow-up to your question about what do we do now? So in that case, all we can do is send it to the state. So do we actually have to physically take the person downtown? Like, what do our officers need to do?
So a lot of times we'll just order that in if there's no other serious charge. So on a case like that, we would order them in, they would go down, but obviously now with COVID, out of custody cases get reviewed, and a lot of times people don't even go down, they get told, via phone call if they're being charged or not. So, and obviously, unless it's a serious offense, and somebody goes down in custody. Now, if somebody had, 50 pills, I mean, that's something different. We're just talking about a low amount. It's nothing different than marijuana. If somebody has a large amount of marijuana, it goes down to the DA's office. If it's a small amount of marijuana, it's a local municipal charge. It's an ordinance violation. They can come to court here or pay their citation. So we're looking to do the same thing.
I guess my question is, why is the DA like that? I mean, why do
Milwaukee County is busy. I mean, Milwaukee
Yeah.
County
so they don't
is,
want to even deal with something like this?
no, they don't.
So sad.
Jim?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Jason,
so
please.
for marijuana, there is a charge now already.
There always has been.
Okay.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
curious.
so the DA's office, if it's a large amount or we can show distribution, it goes down. If it's like personal use and we're not talking like a ridiculous amount, it's a local citation here
What is the citation?
for marijuana.
Marijuana.
Ron, I'm sorry.
Off the top of my head, for some reason, I want to say it's 422, but I think that may be high.
Okay, and would the citation you're looking at to issue to people for narcotics?
I would
like
say
this?
it would be almost consistent, whatever that fine amount is. And
Okay.
off the top of my head,
All
I
right. Perfect.
can't remember.
Ron, please.
Thanks for the presentation. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Right.
I have a little bit of an issue that the DA is not going to charge these. We're just trying to find a way to charge people. I don't feel comfortable doing that at the same, in the sense that, you take these down, DA has reasons why for small amounts they don't charge, and it seems like we're just bypassing that, so I just making that point.
Right. It's a flooded system. I mean, if Milwaukee County took every single case that came down, they would never get anywhere. That doesn't mean it's not against the law and it shouldn't be addressed.
Trustee Chadwick?
I look at that, Ron, as an educational chance to educate the people. Until this came up, I didn't realize that if I carried, I'll just say Tylenol, okay? Because it's not in its proper container and stuff like that, I didn't realize that it would be illegal, okay?
Right. And I know some
Education.
people put their narcotics in a pill
I have
box and
Advil.
stuff like that. I get it, but people have prescriptions. These are people that have like a Schedule II
Yep.
narcotic like Oxycontin, but have no prescription for it. I mean, obviously, we can find out if somebody has a prescription. People
They're
are quick to
abusing
tell
it.
us they have a prescription. A lot of times, if it's not in a proper pill bottle and they say they have a prescription, but they have no way of verifying that, we inventory it, they come back in with a prescription or with a bottle, and we give them their pills back. It's just,
Yeah, to me,
it's supposed to
again,
be in a pill bottle, but,
it's an education thing.
right,
Further question, Chip, Matt?
I'm okay with this. What I actually want to hear the first example, the marijuana possession, obviously if you're driving, that's one thing, but I just don't support that anymore, especially with where everyone else is going around us. Illinois, legal, Michigan legal, Minnesota decriminalized, Dane County is decriminalized. I would actually like I would like to approve this, and I would also like to make a motion to go forward with decriminalizing marijuana in Greenville. So that it's a small fine.
Then you gotta know,
I think in
yeah.
Madison it's $1, and for under 28 grams.
Yes, Manager Michaels.
We would just have to notice that for a future meeting.
Yeah, right, not today.
I mean, obviously, I would not be for that because until the state does that, I'm more than happy to follow what the state recommends, but I think it would not be in Greendale's best interest to decide what laws that they want enforced and what they don't want enforced. I think
Go ahead.
that's
Donna, do you have a
opening
question?
Pandora's box, but.
You got a question?
Me?
Okay, any other questions on this particular item? That would take our roll call for approval. Or do we need a motion?
Aye.
Please go ahead.
I move to approve the ordinance amending section 10-03 of the Village Code of Ordinance regarding the Uniform Controlled Substance Act.
Second the motion?
Any further discussion? If there's none, we'll take a roll call now for approval.
President Bernier,
Aye.
Barbian,
Nay.
trustee Alette,
Aye.
trustee Siborowski,
Aye.
trustee McCall,
Aye.
trustee Stout,
Aye.
trustee Chadwick.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
With that, we'll move on to item number B, BOT 2089, discussion regarding reviewing the tree lighting ceremony. Kristen, come on up. Now, you'll probably want to use that mic there. So how did it go?
Right. Well, we made some major adjustments in an effort to scale back, spread everybody out, while still keeping kind of the essence of what everybody loves about the tree lighting ceremony. We reinforced social distancing with mask reminders and signs throughout the village, everywhere, on our posters, on our flyers, tons of reminders on social media, kind of re-explaining what's all going on or not going on to encourage people to spread out. We kept it just to the businesses like we're doing for Dickens. And it seemed to work pretty well. People dispersed around the village and did not congregate in front of Village Hall like they have in the past. I think even in future events, I'd like to do it that way and make it more about the businesses. The feedback I got from them was extremely positive. They've never done that well at a tree lighting ceremony in the past. And were able to just set up something small outside their business and people were meandering around as well. So that was a great byproduct of trying to spread people out. So I'd like to try and do that in the future too. It obviously helped not to have photos with Santa, but we did do an extra loop around the village, which was kind of cool. Kenton, thank you so much for engaging the crowd and yelling back and forth. Awesome job. I heard you. I
didn't see you there anyway.
So even though the kids couldn't meet with Santa, he was still so engaging. It was great. So I appreciate that very much. Overall, like at a glance, it seemed busy, but being in the mix, it was definitely spread out. People were patronizing the businesses, getting in the holiday spirit. We still got some cool ideas to build off of for next year. So I also should mention that we definitely weren't the only show in town. There's several other communities doing similar types of scaled back, COVID conscious holiday events in their own way, kind of similar to what we did. There's like still a holiday parade. It's just a longer one. There's still contactless Santa and different things kind of similar to what we did to try and still.
So how do you feel the crowd was comparably, if to last year?
Comparably to last year's tree lighting, being in the mix, it seemed spread out. Rather than last year, I could not walk through the crowd when I needed to go somewhere. So at a glance, it was busy, but I felt, and my feedback that I got from people that were there were, families were with their families or everybody, we tried to make, even the wine bar had something outside, like way on the other end. So we tried to spread it out as much as possible. This was an extremely difficult situation to navigate, and we did the best we could to try and find some sort of happy medium and do it as safe as possible.
Very good. Any questions for Kristen on that? Very good. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I think it was really well done. Even as I was walking up to Village Hall, I saw Matt and I just saw so many people literally, like she said, with their families and only their families in little groups. And it was actually really cool to see it like that.
And it just really felt like a family event more. I was afraid when I saw the people at the Village Hall when we were doing, but they were all little groups with their family. Jason was there, you guys were there. So
right.
Cool.
A lot of the posts on social media were just, special little family.
And it's a tough role. It's a tough decision to make. And I think, take my hat off on the shops. They all appreciated it. They did fairly well. They all did their own COVID checking, on people coming into the shop with masks. We require it on everybody that comes in and the number of people. So I'm hoping we don't see any explosion in Greendale, although I know there's some going on, and I'll ask Sue later to let us know what's happening in Greendale, but thank you very much. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had one question or comment. Are the cutouts, like the things where people stick their face in, those ours or granted?
So some are ours, some are Gift of Wings.
Okay, because those are the one negative I'd say. Why are we encouraging people to
Stick your face in something that someone
else.
else.
Are sticking their face in.
We could.
That could be a hazard.
Right. It's, like there's certain pieces that you can look at in every different direction, but that's a good point. We can.
I
do
don't
it.
know if that's, yeah, that might be one of those.
One of them is Gift of Wings though. So I have to
Good,
tell
good
them to take
point,
it down.
though, Matt, good point, yes.
Do we, I mean, is that something you want me to do?
I would say, I would feel that way, because I would feel we should not do those. So what do you think on those? Or is that even a discussable item?
All right. There's face cutouts where kids can put their face in different,
The move is to take those out.
holiday figures and things like that. And Gift of Wings has some and we have some. And Matt was thinking that like, do we really want to encourage people to throw their face in?
I would say because if they're wooden and they're porous, they're, they're painted, they're hard to clean.
Mhm.
So, outside, I would recommend it. Why?
Mhm.
I mean, they're fun.
Right, it's a simple thing to take away.
Yeah.
Sure, we can do that.
I
Good
would
call.
agree. It's a
Good
good
point.
point, Matt, because that I need.
Anything else? I mean, like, that's a great point. It's hard to think of all these little things. So please feel free to contact me.
Well, it seemed to be that even with people around, that everybody was pushing people to keep masks on. I see some areas that wasn't so. I mean, as people were walking down the sidewalk and there's people around and people would take their mask off until they go to the shop. So, to me, they should have them on maybe all the time. And I don't know, that's how we can press through that to doing, but,
Okay.
but I know we have signs up all over, so.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Any other questions to Kristen? Kristen, thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
for
Thank you,
electing.
guys. Thank you.
All right, with that, we are going to move to village manager's report.
I don't have anything more this evening.
All right. Village president report. I have just one report thing I want to go on record tonight with. And that is after 24 years of serving this board, I will not be going for another term. So this will be my last in April. And it's been great servicing Greendale, but I think it's time to move myself on. So just want to put that out. I knew a lot of people knew it, but with that, we'll go to the last citizens' comments. Anyone wishing to address the board? 3 minutes or 5 minutes if you're with the group. Anybody? I see nobody. And with that, we will move for adjournment.
Second the motion.
Any discussion? If none, we'll take a roll call for approval.
Trustee Barberio?
Aye.
Trustee Siborowski?
No.
Trustee McFall?
I'm gonna say no.
Trustee Stout?
Aye.
Trustee Chadwick?
Aye.
President Birmingham?
Aye.